What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and in this video I would like to prepare my audience for any crypto investors out there for the coming week. Okay, I want to prepare you not for terrible downside price action, not for this crazy flash crash or the end or the death of the bull market, anything like that, but I want to prepare you for psychological warfare, because every single time, this cycle, last cycle, the cycle before, I can't speak to the cycle before that because this is my third crypto cycle, so I can't speak to any other cycles, but I would assume it's all the same. At the lows is when we get the most negative news, and we've seen it happen this whole cycle at least, right? And every single cycle before. At the lows is when we see the most negative news. I just got done making an Ethereum video here, and let me actually show you guys. Well, obviously we've got the end result on the screen there. I am expecting Ethereum to drop. Right, we're at $4,300 now. We might go up to $4,400, $4,500, something like that. But I am expecting Ethereum to probably come down to about $4,100 or lower. And that's really not that significant. Again, I'm not preparing you guys for a bloodbath. It's not going to be that. But if Ethereum's dropping that low, it's going to its lows. I like to think a little bit outside the box. Maybe it's inside the box. I don't know. But I like to think, what does that mean for altcoins? What does that mean for the narrative, right? And for altcoins, that would mean that, if Ethereum's dropping 3 to 5%, altcoins are going to drop 10% or more, probably. What does that also mean for the narrative? At the lows, which is oftentimes whenever negative news comes out, we're going to get a lot of negative news. Something might happen. Something in the world might happen. Something with the stock market, with a institution, maybe with a country making crypto illegal. Some big hack happens there. Something's going to happen, I think, over this next week. And maybe I'm wrong. I can be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. But something's going to happen, and the news is going to be having a field day. And maybe it's not just one thing. Maybe it's a bunch of different things all compiled together to make you think, to gear you to believe that something bad is about to happen in the markets. It's not there to help you make a financial decision. That kind of information is not there to help you. It's there to misguide you. It's there to entertain you and engage you and get clicks and views and maintain relevance for their negative stories, right? They don't care about your investments. They don't care about what you've got going on. They don't care if you make the wrong decision. They just care about engagement, because that's how they get paid. That's how they get monetized, right? And again, the purpose of this video is for you to just be aware of that. Be aware that whatever happens between now and like the next 10 days, I would say, before the FOMC meeting, no matter how manic x.com is, no matter how manic your favorite discords are, how manic your favorite content creator is, you won't find me being manic at all, right? I want you to be calm. I want you to be solid. Maybe there's emotion in there, but don't act on emotion. Again, I like to paint this scenario. I've done it so many times, so I just want to do it here. You have somebody who we have two human beings. One invests based on logic and execution of their plan. One invests based on emotion. They're both human beings. They both have emotions. This guy's got just as much emotions as this guy, but this guy makes financial decisions based off of that, where this guy doesn't. Who's going to get wrecked? Who's going to get wrecked? Out of the person that makes financial decisions based on their emotions versus the person that doesn't make them based on their emotions, who's going to get wrecked? We know who that is. So when these emotionally gyrating pieces come out, and as they likely do with the lows, this is why I'm making this video, is because we are probably T-minus 10 days or even like 3 days from having some kind of negative flood of things coming our way, right? The fear and greed index has been getting more fearful as the days go on, and whenever we get to those real fearful levels, that's whenever the negative news is at its highest, right? It was the same thing last time that we were at the relative lows here, for Bitcoin and for Ethereum. If we're looking at this, I mean, let's look at Bitcoin here. Over here, remember, you guys, and I know I've got the rainbow chart on here, but it's not the rainbow chart, it's the EMA ribbon. Here, I'll just delete it real quick so that we can, there we go, that way it's easier. Here, positive news, right? A lot of positive news. Here, a lot of negative news. Here, a lot of positive news. We don't have a lot of negative news yet. That's how we know it's not the low. That's not necessarily how you know it's the low. If you go off of that strictly, it might misguide you, okay? But that's, that's part of it. Once we're down here, once we're at slightly lower lows, Bitcoin's at slightly lower lows, again, it's going to be insignificant. 111K to 104K is not a big stretch for Bitcoin. Whatever, who cares? What does that mean for Ethereum? What does that mean for altcoins? That means they're going to get hit harder. What does that mean for your mentality? Your mentality might get hit. If you're expecting that, okay, this low has to hold. We have to hold here. If not, we're screwed. It's the end of the bear market. We're primed. We're ready, right? So many people right now are talking about it's this war. It's this battle. Right now, it's this battle of, are we in a bull market or are we in a bear market? It's no contest. We're absolutely in a bull market. But even some crypto OGs, people with solid reputations, believe that that the bull market's over. There are people with solid reputations, and they can be wrong. They've been wrong before. They'll be wrong again. They've been right before. They'll be right again. But calling for the bull market to be over now, and it's such, I feel like, a battle between mentalities there. Any kind of move down, even an insignificant move that's less than like 5 or 6%, or less than 10% for Bitcoin, 5 or 6% for Ethereum, that's going to make people freak out. That's going to validate the bearish opinion, right? And then the bears will be even louder. The bulls will shut up. The negative news comes out. You, the what's the word I'm looking for? Reciprocator? No, the observer, the person who's ingesting this information, you might be stirred up on the inside. Don't let it stir you. It's okay. Or let it stir you. Whatever. You're a human. It's okay to feel emotion. Just don't act on it. Don't act on it, right? You could be all twisted and crazy on the inside, but on the outside you're level. You're flatlined. You're just solid as a rock, right? Solid paper. Invest based on plans and execution and logic. Invest based on emotion. Who wins? Who wins? It's not a question. It's not even, that's a rhetorical question. Everybody knows the answer. So prepare yourselves. Again, the main message here is I'm anticipating that this week we will find the low. If not, sometime within the next 10 days, we will find the low. We're 10 days out from the FOMC meeting being announced. So within the next 10 days, we'll find the low. And at the low is when the negative news comes out. So prepare yourselves for that. I got nothing else for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. We're all in this together. And I can't wait till we're singing Kumbaya, watching the prices go up to new all-time highs all across the board. As the end of this year really starts to come into play, as we get into the end of this month of September, October, November, December, and even going through January, I think we're going to have a very spectacular time. I do believe there will be pullbacks and consolidation phases along the way, but I've had this theory for a while that as this finale phase starts for the bull market, these long-term multi-month consolidation phases are going to go away. So also prepare yourselves for that, right? If we have a stopping point going higher and you think we're going to consolidate now for 3 months or more, because that's what we've done this whole cycle, you're going to be left behind if you're trying to make plays off of that. Because I think the consolidation phases for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, for altcoins, they're going to diminish tremendously. These phases, instead of lasting several months, will last 4 to 8 weeks, a couple months at the most, right? But probably like a month to a month and a half, maybe even a couple weeks. The finale phase is about to start, and we've had such a drought in the crypto markets with this that I feel like the average person forgets what it's like. And if it's your first cycle, especially so, you don't know. We're accustomed to these short little moves up and then long phases of consolidation, but we're not going to get that anymore. We're in the finale phase of the cycle. The cycle is going to end sometime in, I think, Q2 of 2026. I don't think we're anywhere near the end, and we're in that last kind of window of greatness. And this week right here is that kind of last opportunity to buy things before they really take off, if things go the way that I expect them to. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Okay, take care of yourselves and just prepare. It's easier once you hear this, once you believe this, once you see what's going on next week when the negative news comes out. You're not going to be thrown off by it as much. That's the purpose behind this video. So I hope this helps. I can't wait till a week and a half from now. I can't wait to just see how well everybody's doing because they didn't get shaken out of the markets at the worst possible time. Yeah. I'm not selling. I haven't sold anything. I don't plan on selling anything. I'm making some short-term plays with meme coins and stuff like that, but that's about it, right? A little bit of trading here and there, but that's about it. Anyways, take care. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.